I love being delusional, and I would love to imagine in South Africa, a country where we go from a point of absolute corruption to a point where corruption is completely eradicated.
The state is not ruling out more arrests in the fraud case against football boss.
But we both know that corruption can never be completely eradicated. Why? Because it's human nature. Corruption is a human problem that can be drastically dealt with, or drastically, can I say, decreased, but it can never be completely eradicated. But it's almost like a constant battle in my head, because I'm constantly trying to imagine, constantly trying to be delusional in a sense, hoping for a country where things would be better and things would get better for people like you and me. But judging by the stuff that's happening in this country and everything we've been going through, everything that I'm learning day in, day out, I've noticed that corruption in South Africa is so drastic. Corruption in South Africa has almost evolved because it's
I'm fighting for my life.
You'll find it everywhere. In South Africa, you can never imagine a sector where you look at the individuals running that sector and imagine individuals that are true, individuals that are not crooks. Every single sector in South Africa has been infiltrated by these corrupt individuals. And it's funny because it's always the same pattern. It's always the great, the elite who benefit from it, leaving the rest of us to survive and to scavenge, almost suffer. If you think about Danny Jordan, the South African Football Association president, if you think about how he was arrested in November of last year for fraud and theft over alleged misappropriation of SAFA funds, estimated to be around 1.3 million, you wonder if you will find corruption in zoos too, football. If you look at how the Bosasa CEO Gavin Watson and the company executives were exposed for large-scale bribery of correctional and departmental and political officials to win state contracts, you notice that there's corruption in government contracts too. If you think about the Gupta family with implicated politicians and bureaucrats who were central to state capture allegations revealed through a series of investigations, and ultimately the Zondo Commission, you notice that the corruption is also present in state procurement and appointments. If you think about the VBS Mutual Bank collapse and looting implicated business people and municipal officials who looted deposits and received kickbacks, you notice that we also have a corruption in banking. I could mention a lot, but I'll just mention a few because I feel like some people deserve to know. I feel like there's people who were obviously like me, who don't understand how far this goes. If you think about corrupt networks that have infiltrated Eskom during the 2010s, and evidence presented to inquiry showed irregularities in appointments, tender rigging and captures, with corruption in energy sector, the energy sector. If you think about the COVID-19, the pandemic, the COVID-19 procurement surge in 2020 and 2021, contracts such as Digital Vibes Media contract were flagged by the SIU and auditors as suspicious. Suspicious in the sense that associates and friends, relatives were benefiting. The health sector. Like I said before, I almost pray and sort of wish in a delusional sense and hope for a country where these people will be held accountable and punished for their ruthless actions. If I put it that way, I hope for a country, I always hope for a country, I always pray for a country where corruption is completely eradicated. But then I've grown to notice that it's not the case. It's almost as if South Africa was bound to get here, was bound to be messed with and defiled by these individuals. I hate to come off as negative all the time, but the truth of the matter is there's not much that you and I can do, Because at the end of the day, I feel like corruption is going to be a never-ending war. Corruption is a never-ending war, and we are going to continue. We're gonna suffer until we die. I mean, I hope not. But the way corruption has sort of grown its roots, the way corruption has sort of established its, I'll say, its presence, if I was to refer to it as an entity. There's so many insects around me. I'm literally sitting next to a garden, but it's going to be difficult to sort of pinpoint where exactly or where it thrives the most.